Hi everybody, welcome to Flip It with Tina. So today's video relates to my Glowforge Pro, which I bought in 2021. And the question is, did I make money from it? And the answer is, yes, I actually did. But let's get into it and how it panned out. Okay, so when I first got my Glowforge, I didn't make money straight away. It was a completely new thing for me. I had no knowledge in lasers. I just always fancied it as kind of like a bit of a hobby. So when I bought my Glowforge back in 2021, there was a special offer on and it was £5,500. But what really drew me to it was the fact that it was a plug and play. It felt quite safe. So I actually spent the first year making things, gifts for family and friends, really. And then I set up a Facebook page and I started experimenting. With my Glowforge, I also purchased the annual subscription. It works out at about £22 a month, which means you can use their designs. They have lots of free designs, which is great if you're a beginner. Not fantastic, but it's great if you're a beginner. And you can use the text and everything in there. So a lot of the stuff that I sell is personalised. So as opposed to having to create the artwork in a different program and then upload it into the Glowforge cloud or app or whatever it is that they've got, it's a lot easier just to put it straight into the Glowforge and print your design. So after setting up my Facebook page and actually selling a few things, they were like quite simple, wooden round family trees on a stand, all made on the Glowforge. I began to gain in confidence and thought, perhaps I could actually make money by doing this. So the next thing I decided to do, this is in the second year, is to set up a website. So I found somebody local in Blackpool and I set up my own website, which I was quite excited about. And again, I wasn't making lots and lots of sales, but people were buying things and it was great. So we then hit Christmas. And there was an actual spike in the number of people requesting items, personalised items. And I was quite impressed. So then I thought, right, okay, I'll look into this further. How do I get the word out from a Facebook point of view? How do I get more traffic to go to my website? So then I did, again, I'm great at YouTubing. I did lots of research on YouTube about Facebook advertising. So I thought, you know what, I'll give this a try. So I started off with what I thought was a low budget of £10 a day. Advertising, I think it was 3 or 4 personalised Christmas baubles. And after 2 days, I was pretty amazed. I was struggling to keep up with the number of orders that were coming through. And at times I had to actually turn off my ads because I just couldn't cope with the orders that were coming through. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I got a real buzz from it. I was in my little workshop till 11, 12 at night, just making things to personalise to keep up with the orders that were coming in. And I was quite shocked after the Christmas period when I sat back and looked at my website and looked at the income streams, how much I'd actually made. Many thousands of pounds. And yes, it was hard work, but I thought, wow, this is pretty amazing, this. So that then enabled me to actually consider what my options were and where to reinvest my money, because I knew that the Glowforge laser unfortunately wasn't going to be able to keep up with my orders. Plus there was also that thing in the background where if your machine broke down, you were screwed. So moving on from that, that took me to step 2 of my business plan. So step 2 of my business plan, I realised I needed to invest in another laser. I did not want to invest in another Glowforge because at the time, well, I think they sell them in Hobbycraft now. At the time when I purchased my laser, it came from America. So anytime you had a problem with it, you had to email America. We're all on different time zones. If it needed a new part, and there's a limited number of parts you can put on them, you can't change the tube like you can other lasers. So it was quite frustrating. So if your machine went down, you could be out of production for a week or more. My Glowforge Pro actually came with a 2-year guarantee, and last July that 2-year guarantee was up. I think. Yeah, anyway, I knew I was having lots of problems with it. The machine wouldn't cut. It was out of focus. It wasn't doing it what I wanted it to do. I mean, and they were very helpful, but again, it was all remote. Can you take pictures of this? Do that? I don't know. Did all sorts. And luckily for me, my last machine, just before it ran out of its warranty, was deemed unrepairable. So I actually got a new, they don't do new. They actually sent me out a refurbished machine, which had a 90-day guarantee. And basically either had a 90-day guarantee or whenever your guarantee came to an end. So touch wood, it's actually been okay. If that would have happened after my warranty had run out, I'd have got nothing. I'd have had a really expensive heavyweight. So because of that, and because of the concerns about trying to get repairs done quickly, and if they can't repair your machine, it's out of warranty, they'll offer you that you can buy a refurb. But again, everything's in America, so it's time, and in this game, time is money. So again, after lots of research and oohing and ahhing, I actually bought an Omtech off eBay, and I think it was 2,200. I would never have started with an Omtech because to me it's just a big machine. The good thing about the Omtech though is when things go wrong, there's lots of support groups out there. They do have a UK base, so on my 80-watt laser, I've had a new tube fitted. I got that within about 3 days. I ordered it off the website and it came. It runs off Lightburn. Now I have to say, I still don't know how to use Lightburn. I was meant to do it this year, but things got in the way. So what I currently do is I design things within my Glowforge. If you download one of their designs, you can't export it. But if you do your own design and upload it and faff about with it, I use Silhouette as well. So I use my Glowforge to make prototypes, if you like, to just set up things, see did they look good, might put them on my page, is anyone interested? If I then decide that yes, they are probably going to sell reasonably well, I will then export that design from my Glowforge, upload it as an SVG, and then what I do is I'll run that in Lightburn, and I can mass produce whatever it is I'm making. It's got a 600 by 400 millimeter bed. I think this has got a 300 by 200 millimeter bed or something like that. So I get a lot more bang for my buck from the Omtech, and like I say, bit of a learning curve. Keeping things clean, cleaning the lenses, you have to do that in the Glowforge as well. So again, Christmas, made a shed load more money, was able to keep up with production, because what I tend to do, because I do this seasonal, I've not got to the point where I've found a product that I can sell all year round. It's just not happened for me. I'm not that artistic. So what I tend to do, sort of like July, August, if I'm not doing a lot, I know what my best sellers are at Christmas. So what I'll do is I'll actually start making blanks. So I can make a few thousand blanks of any one thing and just store them ready for personalisation when it sort of like hits October, November, because people do start shopping early. So on the back of my 80 watt on tech and another successful year, I then decided to get another on tech so I could actually double my production. I didn't want to go for the 80 watt because the 80 watt I've got is quite a big machine. So I don't know whether you can see behind me there, that's my 60 watt, and that is slightly smaller. But what I've decided to do with that at the moment is I tend to use it mainly for acrylic. Acrylic stinks when you're cutting it, but I do have extraction that goes to the outside and up some pipe thing. And each one's got like a fan that pulls the fumes and the dust and everything from the actual machine. So I've now got a really good little setup. Currently how it works for me, Glowforge, designing, prototypes. It's quick, it's easy, plug it in, faff about, do my designs, away you go. Test them on, I tend to test them on my Facebook because that's my go-to. And then if it works, I've then got the two big lasers to actually do the mass production that I actually need. The 60 watt laser, I think I got that last year early, and that was on special at the time. With that laser, I got the chiller included. When I first got my big Omatech, my 80 watt Omtech, I was using a bucket with ice cubes in, and that was just it wasn't sustainable. So yeah, I've now got what I would call a nice little business going, albeit seasonal.